Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of T-Shirt Joe's Fast Custom Podcast, sponsored by DWN Productions, here, wherever you're taking it in. Joe, how was your week? You shit your pants, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, but today was one of those days, when I just kind of wanted to sit in the bathroom and just not think about anything or, you know, reflect on shit, just kind of wanted to fucking tune out of everything, Tom, everything. And
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know. It just popped up, I felt like a weird level of stress and I couldn't focus on anything, tried to watch some shit, tried to read some shit, but I wasn't really getting it, I didn't feel the vibe. And I didn't want to watch anything because I felt I would give it uh, a review that really would, maybe it didn't merit because of the mood I was in, you see. But, you know, but hey, it's the end of the day. I just got to record this thing with you. Then I can go to bed and then see what the fuck tomorrow brings.
That must be nice, because like you had to last week, you had to get up early and do the car stuff.
Hmm.
I gotta get up early and do the car stuff tomorrow too, cause
Yeah.
I've been for a minute. I was trying to think how fucking long. Like when I hit the brakes and it's about 35 to 25,
Hmm.
a little shake. And I'm just like, oh, that's not too bad. I just had my brakes fucking replaced 6 months ago. I don't think this will be a big deal, but I keep thinking about it, and that's all I will think about when I'm on the road is those fucking brakes. So I'll shove $700 up somebody's ass tomorrow, I'm sure, even
Best to
though
do
they
it here.
just replaced them.
Yeah, it's better to do it here than on the road, and not fucking finding a mechanic. And, I've been down that route and that sucks, you know, having to get towed somewhere, you know, bullshit. It's all bullshit, Tom.
Yeah, it's fucking life, man.
But
You
yeah,
think you
go ahead.
think you're all stressed out because you're getting ready for a show and you got to do all that goddamn traveling with the planes and shit?
Yeah, I think I'm more than certain that's what it is. And it's just running through my head all the shit I got to do before I get done. There's a lot of stuff I need to ship out. There's a lot of stuff I need to have prepped and ready. So Juan's not at a standstill while I'm gone, Um,
That's
yeah,
got to be nice to have somebody to do shit while you're gone. God damn.
and I was hoping this week would be a good week in terms of finances, but goddamn was it dead. It was a dead week. And I thought, well, it's okay. It's the weekend, some orders will come in on the website. God damn was it dead, you know. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll make some money this weekend.
Oh
And
yeah, out there, definitely, and while I'm doing that, Juan's doing a thing in Corpus, so, you know, but I'll be gone on the first, as will you, right?
no, I'm taking
Yeah.
off a few days after.
Yeah. So before I do that show, I mean that's when everything's due, and I got to pay all that. And yeah, it's just a lot of shit to think about, and it's weighing on my head, and it's just I'm not myself right now, I guess, or maybe I am myself. This is
You're always a grumpy fuck.
yeah, you know, some stress relief tea, and I don't think this shit was made for my kind of stress. I don't know. My eyes are fucking getting worse. I don't know.
Getting older there, Joe.
I am. I am. I'm not getting. I'm old. I'm old guy already.
You know, nobody told me life was gonna be this strange.
Nobody told me there'd be days like this.
So what? You got like 2 more days there, and then you take off to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on.
I've got one more box I need to ship up there. And then there's some stuff I'm gonna pack to take with me from the shop, and then yeah, I'm sure I'll be in a better mood once I get there. Because like, what can you do? You're already there.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I plan on taking it easy this week and way of like getting orders and shit done just so I could make sure I got everything for the show laid out and done what I need to. So probably like 6, 8 hours in the shop and then another 6, 8 hours a day doing whatever the fuck I need to for the show. So instead of like 14 whatever hours in the shop,
Mm-hmm.
we cut down a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see. I got all fucked up and painted this thing really shitty last night. So I was just, this is fucking garbage. I'm making sure I'm not gonna wake up and just fix it. So I just whipped up a black wash, which is like really thin down black paint, and just fucking slopped it all over the motherfucker. So it just wasn't nothing and a runny mess. And I'm glad I did because I think it came out passable.
Yeah, it works. Looks good from here.
On this postage stamp size screen we're looking at. Yeah, I think it's all right, but who gives a fuck? Joe, you got Pittsburgh, what is it? God damn it, RealmCon, Horror RealmCon.
I'll be at Horror Realm Con on this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if anybody listens from Pittsburgh or surrounding area, head on over there, check it out. And Tom is going to make a long excursion for him. So he's doing a trade show.
Yes, yes, I am. I was going to say Joseph, but that's not your name. Trans world, not as erotic as it sounds, unfortunately. But if you're in the St. Louis area, find out when it is, and I think it's open to the public now. So I'll have shit there, like this thing or whatever fucking way you point at it, and yeah, I can't wait to go and come back, Joe. I'm already ready to fucking come back. But
Yeah.
speaking of, oh, never mind, you go.
No, please. I've got nothing of importance to say at all.
Well, I don't think either one of us do, Joe, but we're here anyways. Oh, well, speaking of Pittsburgh, excuse me, speaking of Pittsburgh, I watched a soon to be released hit motion picture. It's got a short title, so I got to keep looking down to make sure I'm saying it correctly. My Life with the Living Dead, the story of John Russo, the man who created flesh-eating zombies. So in case you were wondering, that was his name, and that's what he does. This one, Joe, if you could believe it, is about John Russo, the man who created flesh-eating zombies. For people who don't know, which I would assume is the majority of people, but I would assume a few people watching this knows who he is. He's the dude who wrote Night of the Living Dead, and he's been letting everybody know that for the last 800 or so years. uh, Unlike other documentaries about people's lives, John Russo's really the only one who's interviewed. I think there's another one of his buddies or two, but that's about it. It's just him telling his story. Some of the audio isn't the best, like what you're listening to now. Uh, I feel for the guy because that has to be fucking horrible. You get this time with this dude to get your main interview and then the audio isn't great. I'm sure in the editing process, he's like, "Stop! God damn it. It sucks." So after a while, you get used to it, but it does have to get noted. Uh, I'm not a big John Russo fan. I just seen a post on Facebook saying, "Hey, anybody with a podcast or page want to review a movie?" I said, "Sure." So, yeah, I don't know if I would check this out if I didn't see that post or whatever. But I don't want to, because everybody likes different shit. But to me, this guy did a whole bunch of okay, yeah, and like you made or you helped create Night of the Living Dead. Nobody's taking that away from you. But kind of go on from there. Like he wrote a script for Return of the Living Dead. And I guess they said, yeah, this sucks, but we'll buy it so we can have the Return of the Living Dead name or whatever the fuck. Then Dan O'Bannon redid it, and then he did this Santa Claus movie, which is like, oh yeah, we just kind of made it as a joke so this guy could get some movie making experience. And now, this is gonna like, because if you're just people making movies in your backyard, being at a fucking like a race war level movie, like that's the kind of shit that he's doing now. And it's just all zombie related. Look at me, I'm a zombie. And I guess I didn't even know about this shit. Because the Night of the Living Dead, it's okay, kind of dated and boring. The 90s version, Tom Savini's version, which old John Russo takes a lot of credit for. That shit's fucking awesome. But yeah, you would just think he would be working on something that's not like 20-year-olds backyard movies, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that being said, like the documentary was well made and it was edited well and all that. Like it was interesting learning about the guy. It didn't make me say, "Oh, I want to check this movie out and check this movie out." It made me be like, "Oh yeah, that's why I haven't bothered to watch any of this dude's stuff." But well-made documentary. If you like the dude, then I'm sure you'll dig the documentary. And Facebook, check out the Facebook page. I wrote it down because I told him that I would check it out, or that I would plug it. The Facebook page, My Life with the Living Dead, and it is coming out soon. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Joe, anything with John Russo? Do you know the guy? You seen his stuff?
Well, the guy that directed this, James Lockhart, I've always called him Jamie. I'm hoping that's his name. I think that's what everybody calls him. I see him every year at our realm because he works the Severin table, and he does a lot of work for Severin. He edits like a lot of their special features, a lot of their documentary stuff. I think there's one documentary they did that's just like vampire movies, just like a history of that. And he's a real good guy. He's a real nice guy. John Russo is also there at this show, and he's never somebody I really had a reason to meet. Um, he wrote some Night of the Living Dead graphic novels for Avatar. I think had the property at one time. Marvel had it at one time too. I think so. Maybe he did some work for them too. I read one of them. Really wasn't impressed with it at all. I think he did a movie called Midnight, or wrote a movie called Midnight, which I've never seen.
That sounds familiar. Yeah, because then him and his gang of youngsters, they remade it in someone's backyard.
That's odd. Um, yeah, I guess there's a lot of horror folk that like that one. It got like a release. Maybe Severin released it. I'm not sure. A few years back. But other than that, I don't. I didn't have a chance to watch this. I will. Because I'm sure Jamie's gonna ask me about it. So I gotta watch it before then. But you know, I'm hoping it's good. I'm glad you're saying that it's directed well and that it's put together well because you always want to see people when they make stuff that there's something good to say about it.
Now that you're saying he's a special features dude, it
Hmm.
does feel like that.
Okay.
And when I was watching it, like I had a weird feeling. I can't explain it, but I just kept thinking, why is this dude the only one being interviewed? What the fuck? And then the credits at the end say, oh, written and produced by John Russo. It was just, oh, well, fucking hell. So this is some kind of vanity project. Like, it wasn't as bad as that Wolfman's Got Nards documentary where that dude just comes off up his own ass. But I mean, I was just like, oh, that was that feeling. This is like a vanity project. God bless you. You want to get your story out there and all that shit. And it is a good documentary. Like if you're into filmmaking, especially regional Pittsburgh filmmaking, it's a little slice of history for that for sure. Uh I mean, if you're a movie buff or if you're a fan of this guy's shit, check it out. But yeah, it's just he should be at a higher level, I think. And did you know that he remade or he shot extra shit for Night of the Living Dead and put out a 30th anniversary cut with
Yeah.
like gore and more zombies and shit?
Uh, I have to still really like Night of the Living Dead. I think it's one of the best zombie flicks out there, and it definitely revolutionized that whole zombie genre. I dig it. It's got that bleak ending and shit. And
And you just like seeing old Ben get shot, you fucking racist.
uh, no, it's still a damn good movie. But I've never felt the need to get like a Criterion version of it or whatever. Shit's public domain. You can watch it any. Uh, but it is loved in Pittsburgh. George Romero is loved in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, if you have any kind of connection to that movie, you're some kind of hero or star out there. You're at least amongst the horror people. The average Joe ain't gonna know who the fuck you are. I probably hadn't even seen Night of the Living Dead.
They've heard of it though, Joe.
Sure.
They've heard of it. So that's it. My life with the living dead, the story of John Russo, the man who created flesh eating zombies. Exclamation point. Coming soon. Check out the Facebook page. And thank you for letting me watch your movie. I appreciate that.
Well, Tom,
Oh, what a piece of shit. Oh, I'm kidding.
I continued my dive into this box set of Coffin Joe movies, and remember I said this is probably the one that is the disc they're supposed to be replacing. I don't understand but there was nothing wrong with this disc. This one had so maybe it's the next one. I'll find out as I continue to go through them. But anyway, Embodiment of Evil. Um, After not doing shit for quite a while, this came out in 2008. He brought the character back and he finished up his original trilogy. So, the other two I talked about, those were Coffin Joe movies. That other one is just kind of like he plays a character that's kind of like Coffin Joe. Or some of these other ones I think are anthology movies that he just hosts. So there was three movies in the trilogy where he's actually playing Coffin Joe, and it goes through his story of trying to find the perfect woman so he can knock her up and continue his bloodline. And in the last movie, he punked out and started praying, asking for God to forgive him, and then he drowns in the river. Well, fuck, that didn't happen. You know, they pulled him out of the river, Tom, and threw him in jail, and he's been in fucking prison, you know, since then for what 30 years he's been in prison. But he's getting released, Tom. He's getting released. He goes back to the town, and well, no, he's in like the city now. And his old manservant, his old hunchback buddy, like there waiting for him, takes him and says, "Hey, you know, I got a surprise for you, master. Look, you got groupies, you know, and this group of people that, you know, remember the legend of Coffin Joe, and they want to service, you know, be of service to him." And so he goes back to his old deal about, you know, kidnapping women and testing them and seeing if they're good enough. But there's people after him this time, Tom. There's a corrupt cop that doesn't like him because Coffin Joe, as the protector of children everywhere, is stopping these corrupt cops from killing children. It's kind of confusing. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that whole thing, but you know, they just set this guy up so he can have a foil, you know, somebody after him. And this guy hires assassins to go after him and shit like that. But old Coffin Joe, you know, he's old and shit, but he can still kick some ass, Tom. You know, and that's what he does, kicks some ass. You know, kidnaps women, tortures them, Tom. It's good. I dig it, but then it's got these scenes like the past movies have always had like a dream sequence or a sequence where he's in hell or, you know, something. This one does that too, but instead of making a set that, like I told you, it looked kind of like a haunt, but it was a good haunt. They just do it outside this time. They, you know, they just go out to the desert and like there's some people crucified and like some guy that's like a demon is talking to him. But I guess this scene is supposed to be in hell, but maybe not because you can see power lines in the background, you know, and shit. It reminded me a whole lot of like fucking the later Phantasm, you know, how bad all that shit looked and how out of place it all seemed. You know, this so I don't know. I don't know. I guess, you know, budgetary constraints. I have no fucking idea. You know, how much is anything in Brazil? Can't be that much. But I dug it. I had seen this one before, but really didn't remember it, you know, because this was all seemingly fresh to me. Extras on this disc is a lot of shit I didn't care about. You know, I don't really care about making the movies and stuff. You know, it has one thing like that, has commentary with people that I don't know, had like the fucking premiere at Fantastic Fest or some shit, something in Canada. I don't care about that. So I didn't watch any of it. I didn't watch any of the extras. The movie looks good. I said the other two, they looked like just like they did before on DVD. This one, this looks sharp, maybe too sharp. You know, doesn't it makes it look like soap opera-ish, I guess. You know, when something's that clear, you know, it just takes you out of the fictional element. You know, it just makes everything look cheap to me. I don't want shit to look real. I want it to look like a movie.
I mean, we've talked about it before, but some movies, man, when you fucking do that new transfer, it just fucks them up.
Uh-huh.
Whether it be colors on the prosthetic or it losing its charm because it doesn't have that fucking quality to it. It
Yeah, what I don't even remember. Yeah, and again, you know, you got these cards inside. Nothing special. Not like that business card.
So there's only 4 of these movies?
Well, 4 that are his story, the Coffin Joe. Like the next one, The End of Man, I think is an anthology movie, but he just like maybe hosts it, or you know, he's the crypt keeper in the next shit, you know. And then there's other stuff in here I've never seen before, but there's 3 more discs, so begin.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how much time I'll have to watch stuff this week, but Maybe I can get one of these in.
Oh, Joe, you ever hear my Crypt Keeper impression?
I don't think I have, Tom.
Tales from the Crypt.
That's pretty good. I thought chicken John Castler or whatever had snuck into my house.
Yep. I've had months and months and months of practice, Joe.
No, I know. Yeah, over to our YouTube page. You can see Tom's reviews of, well, shit, the whole series he's doing. The whole goddamn series.
Start season 5 this coming up Tuesday. So I guess tomorrow when you're listening to this. It's that Tim Curry episode where he's a lady and then fucks, what's his name, Ed Begley Jr.? It's fucking hilarious, dude. Tim Curry acts like he's sitting on a dick and makes the funniest fucking face you've ever fucking seen. Oh shit, speaking of which, I didn't bring this up in the fucking commentary track, but remember when everybody was up in arms about Tim Curry playing that role and talking in like southern accents and shit?
Hmm?
No. So why is it okay? Why is that okay for him to portray another culture like that and do a silly voice?
Well, I guess because at the time nobody gave a shit. You know, we didn't have social media where people could like post about all the shit that they're offended by. Strangers would support them and you know, shit like that. And it was season 5. Nobody was watching by that time.
Well, I would say let's get a hashtag cancel Tim Curry going because he hasn't been through enough.
Did he die already, or does he just look like?
Jesus Christ, Joe. He's alive. I was gonna say alive and well, but unfortunately, no, that's a fucking shame. Soon we'll be sitting in the ghetto thinking about.
Oh,
That's a fucking classic. Taught that goddamn gorilla to play Doom and eat Taco Bell. I can't believe it. Jesus Christ. Joe, we're going back to perfection in Tremors 3. This time, not even Fred Ward could be bothered to come back. So it's just old Burt Gummer's story. So after, I guess, joining the Argentinian military and getting rid of all their Tremors, he comes back to perfection and he built a new compound, built like a concrete wall all around his house to keep the Tremors out. And holy shit, Joe, they're back. As soon as he comes into town, they're fucking back. I can't believe it. But this time, those some bitch politicians come and they say, you can't kill those Tremors because they're an endangered species. You gotta be fucking kidding me. But they said, hey, if you catch one alive, then we'll leave and you could do whatever the fuck you want. So, old Burt Gummer, he teams up with some dickhead and a lady and they go out Tremor hunting. Only this time, Joe, they evolved again. Now, after they turn into these little Mauser looking things, they turn into something that kind of looks like that, kind of mixed with the dinosaur that spits shit out in Jurassic Park. And they have a combustion engine in their belly that rocket propels them from their asshole so they can fly and shit. And they're dubbed ass blasters, Joe. So this one's about old Bert and the gang, you know, taking down ass blasters. Sounds kind of homophobic to me, but you know, that's what they're doing in the movie. And This one, it's good. It's the one that I like the most so far, but there's a lot of awful CGI in it. Like there's a fucking white whale in it where it's a white Tremor that old Bert's trying to get. It looks so fucking bad, dude. It looks so bad and so out of place. But I mean, it was fun. It's definitely more low budget than the other ones, a straight to video thing. He's still wearing that fucking Atlanta Hawks hat. If we can just get him in that Cubs hat finally. God damn it. But yeah, it was all right, Joe. Like all the two previous Tremor movies, it was all right.
I haven't seen this one. I think I've only seen the first two, so everything you're going to be talking about for the next 4 weeks or whatever is uncharted territory for me. So I'll be
Well,
taking your
Joe,
on a lot.
I think we're gonna do this, and that'll be when old Jamie Kennedy pops up in the later ones. Ah, not a fan of that dude. If you could even call him a dude.
Tom, I watched a movie called Ariana Aniara. Aniara.
Areola.
Aniara. This is a Swedish movie, maybe. What's the country that's right next to Sweden? Danish,
Norway?
Dutchland, Norway. Yeah, it's one of those cold countries. It's a combination of these two countries that
Iceland.
that one too. Greenland. Um, it's the future, Tom, and Earth is kind of fucked. So what they've been doing is slowly evacuating Earth. Taking people over to Mars. They got shit set up in Mars. People can live there, and they got like luxury liner type things because it's about a 10-week trip, from Earth to Mars. So they got these big spaceships, that have stores in them, have, activities, bars, and everything. Well, this one follows a lady that she works in like in a place where you can go to relax. Like if you got the stress, like if you're a small business owner, and you're stressed out, you can go to this thing, and it's like some kind of AI device that kind of reads your mind, and then it'll put you in like a place in nature that will calm you down, like put you at ease in in your mind, but hardly anybody does it. She doesn't have, maybe but like 8 people that go in a day. But as the ship is going along, oh shit, here comes some space debris, you know, and it hits the ship, Tom, and it fucks up their navigation, and it fucks up their fuel. They have to jettison their fuel. And so, well, shit, you're just drifting along, and they come out and say, hey, look, the best we can do is wait till we drift to this planet here. Uh, we're going to use their gravitation so we can loop backwards and start heading the other way, you know? So people are like, all right, so, well, how long is that going to take? Well, it's probably going to take a year, and it's like, well, fuck, that sucks. Then this other lady figures out, hey, there ain't no fucking planet on this route, We ain't never going to fucking, we're here forever. We're just stuck on this ship until we fucking run out of food or whatever. And so more and more people start using this lady's thing because they want to escape from reality. But that machine, it's artificial intelligence, Tom. It reads people's minds. What's in people's minds? Bad shit, Tom. That machine kills itself. Uh, and then the movie progresses, like, hey, year 6, hey, year 10. Uh, Along the way, they see a capsule that they think is like a rescue fuel capsule. They bring that on board. Ain't nobody knows what the fuck it is. So their hopes are dashed. Cults start arising, and people start committing suicide. Everything goes to shit, Tom. Everything goes to shit. Very, very slow movie. And goddamn, is it good. I was very impressed with it. I was like, shit, this movie came out when? Like 2018, 2019? Hadn't heard a single person talking about it, you know? And I got a lot of nerds on my friend list on Facebook. You would have think somebody had seen it, but nope, nobody said shit. Highest recommendation if you're into that kind of science fiction, the shit that makes you think, not the shit with like laser guns and fucking, knights in space, fighting with swords, energy swords and shit, and little puppets, dancing around. Uh, nah, this is the real shit, man. Make you fucking think.
What was this called? How does it spell?
Aniara. Aniara. Probably means something in some language that I don't speak.
All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to mark shit as I go along.
Mark that shit, Tom.
Joe, I watched Pinata Survival Island, the Jamie Presley classic. Have you ever seen this one?
I've heard of this one. Never seen it. I don't believe I've had a desire. I thought you said you didn't like Jamie Kennedy.
Got him. Jamie Presley, you see.
Never heard of him.
That's a different dude.
Oh.
So in this one,
Elvis's son.
yes. Winona Presley. So in this one, some Indian tribe, they're having a plague or some shit. So a witch doctor sculpts like a Rob Zombie monster, like those fucking I don't know how to explain it, but the costumes and shit Rob Zombie uses has a specific look. They're like big, bulky, and goofy looking. So he sculpts one of those to put like the souls or the disease into this fucking thing, and then they just throw it down the river. And however, many years later, all these crackers show up on some Mexican beach for a Cinco de Mayo panty raid, where like the fucking beaches were littered with fucking ladies' undergarments, and they got to go collect them, and whoever comes back with the most wins. So there's just this fucking, goofy looking Rob Zombie monster going around killing people on a beach. I guess the thing looked so goofy that they thought it would be a better idea to put like a digital blur over it when it fucking moves. And it looks like shit. Just have the goofy looking fucking thing. A lot of people say this is a terrible, awful, awful movie. And it's okay. Like, it's an okay slasher movie. I think they're saying it just because the fucking killer looks so fucking goofy. I mean, there's gore, there's blood in it, more than a lot of fucking slasher movies. It's just that blur, and then fucking everybody's favorite questionable midget, Howard the Duck's in it. What the fuck is his name? The guy was like, no, I wasn't going to have sex with him. I was going to let him have sex with me because my penis doesn't get hard anymore, you see.
Yeah.
That fucking dude.
Yeah.
Ed Gale. That was it. So he's in it. So it would have been funny to see him try and move in that fucking costume without that digital blur. But it was all right. The Chiodo brothers did the effects and made the thing, so it looks all right. Like it's an all right movie. Not all right enough to get clipped and made its own separate video or anything, but all right.
Where did you watch this one?
Where did I watch this one? In the living room.
Okay. Um, um, I did it. I watched another Mario Bava movie. This one is called Baron Blood. Ooh, Baron Blood. That sounds like it's gonna be scary. Uh, Let me see if I can remember this plot line because this is pretty fucking stupid. This guy, he takes some time off from college to go to Austria because that's where his family was originally from, and he wants to learn more about his family. And mainly this baron that was there, one of his ancestors that was like a Vlad Tepes type guy, you know, that would just like kill people and like impale their bodies around the castle, and you know, and well, the baron had one time burned a witch, and before she died, she put a curse on the baron that he would eventually come back to life. What kind of fucking curse is that? Oh, I curse you to come back to life after you die. That way I can have my revenge on you. But she's dead. So how the fuck's that gonna work, right? Anyway, that doesn't matter because it's not the curse that brings the old Baron back. It's this American guy, the guy that's visiting there. He had found some old parchment paper over at his granddad's house, and this has a spell on it that he can bring the Baron back by using the spell. So I don't know if it's this spell, the witch's curse, or whatever. Anyway, him and some slag, they read the parchment, and then the Baron's back, you know, and it also has like an addendum, like maybe some little fine print that they can use to send him back to being dead or whatever. But they accidentally dropped that shit in the fire. So the Baron's back, and he's killing people, and he's just a guy with real shit makeup, like a burn type looking thing, and he's wearing the big hat and cloak, you know, like the Shadow. Yeah, he's killing people in uninteresting ways or whatever. And well, the thing, they're renovating the castle too. They want to put the castle on the market, and this guy, rich guy, pops up and he buys the castle. This guy in a wheelchair, and like, well, who is this guy? Could it be he's the Baron? Yes, he's the fucking Baron. And I don't know. The lady all of a sudden has a medallion that she's supposed to use to send the Baron back. When this popped up, I don't know. They go to see a witch. They can communicate with the old witch. I think something like that. Yeah, but what does she tell them? Not really fucking anything. Anyway, she drops the medallion accidentally on one of the bodies that the Baron had killed. And that sets in motion a thing where all his victims rise from the dead because only they can kill the Baron. This is fucking stupid. This is some dumbass shit, and it's boring. Mario Bava, you suck again. You just plain suck. And I know you got people that love you and are gonna tell me different. That he's a genius, you know. He's an auteur, a Renaissance man. He's just a prick making shitty movies that I don't want to watch. But I think I've got like 5 more. 1, 2, 3. I don't, too many is what I have. Too many to watch. And I will never, ever trust a movie historian or, somebody that has aficionado written after their name again, because y'all are pricks too.
This is out of character. I can't imagine you saying all this negative stuff about Mario Bava.
Mario Bava. Yeah. Yeah. This was just stupid. Fucking stupid. Made no goddamn sense. It was all over the place. They introduced these characters out of nowhere. Fucking dumb.
You ever seen Abar, the first black Superman?
No, but that popped up on my suggested titles after watching a movie called Petey Wheatstraw.
Oh, shit's fucking ridiculous. A black family moves into a white neighborhood and they are not having it. Dude, this white lady drops a hard R like it was the most casual shit. Like just the most casual shit. Just like she is saying, "Oh, I'm going to the store. Do you need anything?" That's how casual this shit was said. I don't get fucking shocked very often, but I fucking paused and looked at the fucking TV like, what? Holy shit. Even her friend was just like, yo, relax. What the fuck? It was fucking crazy. And then she says it later on, like the sun's on her yard because the frisbee or ball went over there. Get off my lawn, you black little boy. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. So, beyond all this extreme racism, it's about a black family who moves into a white neighborhood and just, dude, fucking the town comes together. The mayor sends people over. It's like, hey, we're going to pay you double what you paid for your house to get out of here.
Place in East Texas.
No, I forget where it was. But oh Jesus. Then over the radio, this like black revolutionary squad hears about it, so they fucking head over there on their motorcycles to protect the fucking people. And it turns out that the doctor's making like a super soldier serum. So he ends up taking it old Abar and pretty much becomes a mix of Luke Cage and Petey Wheatstraw. Like he has these fucking mental powers. The last 10, 15 minutes is just fucking old Abar going around doing Petey Wheatstraw shit, but instead of having a cane, he just uses his fucking eyes and shit. And fucking at the very end, everybody lives happily ever after. The fucking dude, this was the best ending to a fucking movie ever. The racist lady from the beginning. Oh, I'm sorry I was so mean to you. The only reason I said all those things because I'm really a black passing as a roll credits. This movie is full of fucking wild shit. Like they have their main theme song. I think it's like 20 seconds. Like that's the whole thing. And they'll just replay it back to back and it just ends and starts so abruptly. I forget the song, but it's like a ripoff of a popular song. So you keep hearing like 20 seconds of this bootleg popular song, and then it just loops again and then just cuts off 5 seconds or however much more they needed to fill the fucking audio track. Ridiculous. If you like fucking bullshit, this is some bullshit. I was fucking shocked and entertained. A little longer than it needs to be, like the whole Petey Wheatstraw, that could have been fucking taken down. And it takes a while for him to become fucking Black Superman. And that shit's really not even cool when he does. It's just like, who gives a fuck? It's just like all the fucking extreme racism in this movie. It should be said, like, this movie was made by black people. Is like a fucking just making fun, poking fun of the situation. And it has like a deep message in it too. They're trying to be funny and like show you this shit, but it's also just like, man, these people, like black people, need to stop moving out of the ghetto. and just stay in the ghetto and bring the community up and shit. It's like it's trying to be so deep, but then you have all this ridiculous shit in it. It's fucking crazy. Would highly recommend if you just like wild fucking bullshit. It's something. Good old Xenon.
I didn't watch anything else, so.
Shit. Joe, I watched two more things. I don't know why this was on my watch list, but it was, so I watched it. It's a made for TV movie called Born Innocent. Have you seen this?
I have a copy, but I haven't watched it.
Oh shit. So this is pretty much a women in prison movie, but it's all juveniles. They're in like a fucking compound for children who are ward of the state, or I guess young girls, teenage girls. And it stars Linda Blair, and it's about all the shit that happens inside a fucking juvenile detention home or whatever the fuck. There's some funny shit in it. There's I mean, you care about some of the characters and shit. It was all right. It was a surprisingly an all right movie. Fuck. There is a an other R word scene in it where Linda Blair's taking a shower, and then like the lesbian troupe who's in this juvenile detention center. They're a gang, and they take her down to the floor in the shower, and like five people hold her down while they have sex to her with a plunger, Joe. It was rough. It was a rough watch because these were all children. Even if it wasn't, it would be a rough watch. But yeah, it's all right. I'm not gonna recommend it and say go out and watch this shit because fucking why? But yeah, it was fine. The people who released like recent-ish modern copies of this movie should be fucking ashamed of themselves because I think Linda Blair's supposed to be 14 in this. Like they're all fucking children, Joe. And the poster is like kid Linda Blair with her tits pushed up and her pants unbuttoned, and she's like, "It's like what the fuck? What is this? Who would draw this? Who would approve this to be your fucking art for your movie? It's goddamn despicable." And fucking like as we do, we'll fucking take the posters and post, hey, here's my review for this. I wasn't even gonna download that one and think about using it. Fuck no. It was uncomfortable just seeing that. Really fucking weird. And
There had to have been somebody else because made for TV movies didn't need posters or really didn't have them. I mean, they would like put maybe sometimes they would put like a full page ad in TV Guide or something, but
yeah, there was an ad for it, but this was like for the modern DVD release of it. Like whatever company bought the rights to release this fucking thing. I don't want to say, yeah, go look it up. Don't. You'll probably end up on a fucking list or some shit.
I think
But
but because like I said, I have a copy of the DVD, but I've never watched it. But yeah, she's like against the wall or something. Yeah.
their fucking pants unbuttoned. You can see her little kid panties, and it's fucking weird, Joe.
I don't
It's
remember that.
fucking weird. So I think I got one more. Yes. Here for Blood. This is a recent 2024 horror comedy, Joe. It's about a wrestler who's helping his girlfriend out, like his girlfriend's studying for a test, or she has to write a paper in the morning. She said, "Hey, can you go watch this kid? I'm supposed to babysit today, but can you go watch the kid until I can finish up and then I'll be here?" So fucking he does. People start breaking into the house, and then it turns into like a cult, and they're all turning into like Heaven's Gate, Evil Dead, fucking zombies and shit. So this guy has to cut them up and kill everybody, and that's pretty much it. It was fucking entertaining as shit, Joe. A lot of cool gore effects, a lot of fun gore effects. This dude came off like he was a wrestler, like listening to shoot interviews and wrestler podcasts and shit. I was just like, yeah, I could buy this fucking guy as a wrestler. Oh, what's her nuts? I forget her name, but the naked lady from Wishmaster 3 or 4, who was in your favorite show, Corner Gas, she shows up. So I was like, oh shit, she popped up and something again. Good for her. But yeah, it was entertaining as shit. Reminded me of something like Evil Dead 2 mixed with The Strangers and maybe Dead Alive. Yeah, it was cool shit. Not great, like still, mm, but still pretty good. Ain't bad. Luckily, I wasn't planning on clipping this, so it's okay. But yeah, check it out. So far, it's on a list. We'll see how long it stays there for, but I thought the shit was pretty fun and entertaining. A little longer than it should have been. Cut about 20 minutes off, and there's a point where dude's about to like walk into some shit where like if he goes to this part, then all hell's gonna be fucking breaking loose, and he's just gonna be like Doom guy fucking shit up. But nah, it doesn't happen. So that was kind of just like, oh, all right then. But it was worth a watch. Pretty fucking good, just not great. If it had like a little bit more teeth or edge to it, that could have helped. Because while there was a shit ton of gore and blood and all this stuff, it just, it felt safe.
Hmm.
It felt like a safe movie. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, they were Canadian, so that had something to do with it. But yeah, it was all right. Here for Blood, check it out. Joe,
Hmm.
you ever heard of Petey Wheatstraw, the devil's son-in-law?
I believe I have heard of old Petey Wheatstraw, the devil's son-in-law.
Good.
I believe this one was probably the first Rudy Ray Moore movie that I watched, so it has always had a special place in this whole heart of mine, Tom. Um, this is about the world of comedy. You
Well, Joe, before we get into what this movie's about,
Right, right.
let's do a little backstory. You just watched the movie. Did you notice Jerry Jones in it?
The guy that owns the Dallas Cowboys, I did not see him.
He's the cop from the first one.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
okay,
Doc.
so yes, he originally wrote a treatment for this, and it was a lot more heavy and horror inspired. Didn't have, the Rudy Ray Moore stuff we've come to know and love. So he either wasn't on it because they didn't like his treatment, or as he said, I had other stuff to do. So whichever way you want to take it. So Cliff Rockmore wrote and directed it. This was the first movie that Cliff Rockmore felt was his. So he like called it his baby, and this was his movie. And he didn't want to make another Dolomite movie because that was an established franchise. He wanted to branch off and do something different to see if he could make it on his own. He changed the fucking name and this could be a Dolomite movie, dude. So yeah, and if you notice, Lady Reed, she's pretty much a background character in this one.
Yeah.
Chief Crown old Jimmy Lynch was taking her place, and Rudy Ray Moore was pushing her to the side. And we'll see how it is going forward. This has a couple cameos from the same type of comedian that Rudy Ray Moore is, who put out like the party records and shit like that. We got Wild Man Steve. He was in the $6,000 N Person, aka Super Soul Brother. Pretty funny movie. If you like this shit, the Rudy Ray Moore stuff, check that out. And Leroy and Skillet, which also they were like a black Cheech and Chong, and they did fucking party records and
Yeah.
shit like that. So this was the first one where they had an actual budget. They had all their departments filled that they needed. So they were going to go out and make not a Dolomite movie. Joe, what is this not a Dolomite movie about?
Well, this one, we start out with the birth of Dolomite. He was born in a hurricane, Tom. Um,
In the middle of?
Middle of a hurricane. And he comes out not fully grown, but he's, like maybe
Well, before he comes out, what comes out?
a watermelon. A watermelon. Gives birth to
Well,
a watermelon, and then
which you notice a couple watermelon things in this movie, and that was just a little joke Cliff Rockmore did, like making fun of the watermelon stereotype. Okay.
yeah, so he's birthed and he comes out doing his rhyming, slaps his daddy around for disturbing him all the time when he was in the womb. And and then we later on see that this kid's not so tough because he's getting his ass beat by four kids on the street, that's the fucking ruin his groceries. But an old man takes pity on him and decides to teach him the ways of the warrior, Tom. The Bushido way. And yeah, he's learning all this karate stuff, sword play, uh, all that. But he makes a confession, hey, this is great and all, but I just want to do comedy. So we fast forward.
He's fucking training, becoming the best karate kid ever, and then just like, yeah, I don't think I want to do hamster style anymore. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to save the world with comedy.
And that's what kids do. They lose interest in shit. So that was pretty realistic. Uh, we flash forward. He's an adult now, and he is on the comedy circuit. And it's all Rudy Ray Moore doing his thing. If you've seen Dolomite, if you've seen the last of the Human Tornado that we talked about, so that doing his rhyme and stuff. Talking shit to people in the audience. Tell them how fat they are or how ugly they are. Comedy.
Shut your ugly ass up.
Or I'll slap you with one of her teeth.
Oh, speaking of, well, that's all right. That was a good spot. We can just cut it and put
Yeah.
it together. We'll be fine. It'll be a weird jump from
So
this, but
so he's about to go travel. He's going to take his comedy show on the road. Uh, and then we cut over and we look at the other guys, Leroy and Skillet, and they have just borrowed some money from the local mob type guy because they're going to put on a whole weekend worth of comedy and music and entertainment. And fuck yeah, they're all excited about it. Good guys, aside from getting tied in with these mob types, because that's never a good thing. But oh shit, old fucking Petey Wheatstraw is coming to town, you know, and that's gonna fuck everything up. Cause yeah, whoever heard of two comedy shows going on at the same time? You know, people aren't gonna go to both, Tom. You know, so this fucks everything up for them. You know, they try calling old Petey Wheatstraws, hey, you mind postponing? You know, because we got this show that we've been planning. You know, and Petey Wheatstraw, like, I guess they owed him money or something. He's just being a dick about it. Nah, fuck you guys. You know, I'm gonna do what I want. And right there, you know, I kind of get the, you know, this is not a good guy. You know, he could have done them a solid, maybe, you know, even opened up and they could have promoted him next weekend. Come and check out old Petey, you know, but nah, he said, fuck you. I'm still going to do my show. And hey, they tried, man. They tried to fucking reason with him. So fuck, kill him, you know. First they kill some young little boy, you know, and at his funeral, they decided to go kill everybody, fucking everybody. But luckily for old Petey and everybody else, the devil comes around. You know, says, hey, I got a deal for you, Petey Wheatstraw. If you marry my daughter, then you can, you know, go back and have your revenge. And, well, Petey takes a look at the daughter and she's just, you know, fucking ugly. She's a demon, you know, what do you expect? You know, but that's like a concession, you know, it's like, hey, you know, he's offering you a deal and he takes it. He takes it, Tom. He takes this fucking deal. And right off the bat, he's planning on getting out of it, backing out of it, double crossing the devil. So again, I don't like this guy. You know, he's not a good guy. You know, he gave the devil his word, and he wants to try to back out of it. The devil even gives him a cane with power, Tom. Power to do all kinds of shit. Power to make people say things that they didn't mean saying, you know, mean to say or shit like that. You know, power to make fat women skinny.
Make him a dog. Make him a dirty old dog. I can't even do it. I don't know what the fuck that bitch had in her fucking mouth, but goddamn. Turn him into a little puppy. And then she turned him into a little puppy.
So he figures, okay, here's what we'll do. On the day that I'm supposed to get married, we'll get some hobo and we'll make a mask of me and put it on the hobo and send him to get married. You know, so, you know, it has a lot to do with your craft, Tom, of mask making. And when they put that mask on this guy, it looks just like Rudy Ray Moore. I mean, you can't even tell that this dude's wearing a mask. That's how good this shit is. But that mask doesn't last. You know, it's that cheap latex that just, you know, comes apart as soon as you touch it. And the devil knows that, hey, you're fucking two-timing me, man. No, that's not gonna work. So he sends some demons in. We get some karate fighting. And I gotta tell you, those demon costumes are fucking great. You know, if I can put that shit together for next Halloween, I will definitely wear that shit. That is the fucking greatest demon costume I've ever seen.
I can help you with that.
Shit. And the devil even gets him laid, you know, gives him his own bachelor party with like 8 demon women. He fucks them all. And still, I don't know, Tom. It's just like, you know, I can't like this movie as much now as I used to just because Petey Wheatstraw is just a dick, man.
Yeah, the character, you know, it's a lot of the same shit, but he just doesn't have the charisma as Dolomite did. Going back and watching it, like, yeah, this one doesn't hold up as great as the other ones. I still like it and it's fun, but yeah, upon rewatching it, it was just like, huh. Yeah, it doesn't have like all the elements. Like, dude, I guess after watching the human tornado and how fucking ridiculous that shit is, this one's like a toned down, more well made, like a more accessible movie for a wider audience and
Yeah.
lost some of its charm. Maybe they needed Jerry Jones.
It's still, like you said, got a lot of shit that I like. I like whenever Rudy Ray Moore gets scared, it's fucking priceless. The face he puts up, it's just great. Uh, the scene with the eggs is just stupid and funny. You know,
You and the fucking Three Stooges comedy, I swear, dude.
it's like whenever they're walking with like a plate of glass across.
No, I understand.
You see, Tom, it's an old gag.
Hmm. No, I get it.
It's great. The eggs just go fucking flying. Oh man, that's so good. Yeah, but I definitely didn't like it this time out as much as I remembered. Still like it, but it's just probably not my top. You know, after watching the rewatching the Human Tornado last week. But the Petey Wheatstraw song is damn catchy. You know,
It
and
is.
I have that album somewhere back here behind me.
Well, I got a signed Petey Wheatstraw poster, so why don't you go fuck yourself? But yeah, it's good. Just like all of them, we're gonna say watch it for sure because it's a fun movie. It's yeah, out of the core four, I gotta say this is the one at the bottom of the rung, but still, it's not or the rung at the bottom of the ladder. But still, that's not a bad place to be when they're all pretty entertaining movies.
And I gotta say, I like this interpretation of the devil. You know, he's just kind of a nice guy. You know, he likes to jog. You know, just trying to do something, trying to get business done and taken care of. You know.
Yeah, and they could have had something more for Lady Reed in this one. It was kind of weird that she was like a lackey for
You're right.
Leroy and Skillet, not really in it that much.
Not at all. Yeah. I do like too when they're waiting for Petey Wheatstraw to fight everybody on top of the building. Hey, can we just run to my house real quick?
Yeah, she's all worried about, oh, my apartment's ruined.
uh,
Typical woman.
Good shit scattered throughout that made me still, crack up. But yeah, it's not the total package.
So next week, or not next week, I think it's the 12th. We're officially coming back. And yeah, we're gonna do the Disco Godfather. This is the one that tanked his career and people say is one of the worst movies ever made. I happen to love it and can't stop from dick dancing when that theme song comes on, and we'll talk all about that in a couple weeks. But I also checked out Rudy Ray Moore's comedy special, Rude. I think it was live from something or something when it was originally done. But kind of weird. He's doing like a theater in the round type setup. It looks like it's the club from Disco Godfather, but I'm not 100% sure. And I guess this was at a time when the movie money dried up and he didn't have shit. He was broke. So luckily, the comedy boom of the 80s was happening, and he was able to release this a few years after it was recorded. So that helped and all that. But it's just bits from all his records, and it's very staged. He does about 20, 30 minutes. Leroy and Skillet come on, do 10, 15 minutes, and then Rudy Ray Moore comes back out and does, 20, 30 more minutes. And I mean, it's funny shit, but it's like all stage shit from the records and shit. I mean, it's funny, It's funny the shit he's saying and how he's saying it. So I mean that, but it's dated and all that shit. I understand. Worth a watch if you like Rudy Ray Moore shit, because it is funny. It's just like this is a weird special because it's nothing new. It's
Mhm.
just all pre-done shit from all your records and stuff. But I guess maybe now because comedians these days do fucking an hour every year, sometimes more, and it's all new shit. So yeah, and it wasn't so widely available back then, so I can understand that shit. But yeah, it was all right. It was just shot kind of weird too. This one was directed by Cliff Rockmore as well, and I don't know. It was shot just kind of weird.
Hmm.
It was all right though. I liked it. I had a good time watching it. Then I watched a couple Heaven and Hell live fucking performances. Then I watched DMX at Woodstock '99. Holy shit, dude. Where are my end persons at? And then it's just a sea of fucking white people. Like you see fucking ladies like on dudes' shoulders and shit, and people trying to come up and lift their fucking shirts up, and then just it's just like, tape sexual assault DMX is there just rapping to a bunch of white people about the hood. And at one point, I can't remember exactly what he says. Something like, there's a lot of cocksuckers out there. Yeah, a lot of you cocksucking motherfuckers. But this is for my real peeps. And it's just like, God damn it. Times sure have changed. At least Where the Hood at hadn't came out yet, so that would have been uncomfortable for everybody. But yeah, dude, it was just so ridiculous. DMX just up there being DMX to see a pasty white motherfuckers, dude. So goddamn funny. Oh shit. And then that fucking Baldwin from Biodome and Rosie Perez introduced him. Dude, it was so goddamn ridiculous. Would recommend. It's on the old YouTube.
All right.
You like Spider Man?
Uh, Sometimes I actually do, Tom. But Marvel 2-in-1, they wrapped up that whole thing with the Black Widow losing her memory, and all I can say about that storyline is the art is pretty good. Steve Laola, I think that's how Lay Aloha. That's his name. Oh, it's a play on words. Lay Aloha. Huh. Steve Lay Aloha inked Sal Bashima. I don't know. I don't know, but his inking adds a lot to it. It makes the art look really fucking good. That again, it shows you what a good inker can do. Uh, but the storyline was just okay, whatever. Over in Spectacular Spider-Man's, the lizard and the iguana, they're still going at it, and Spider-Man's uses a machine to drain all the lizard whatever that makes Kurt Connors turn into the lizard and put
Milk.
it into the iguana, and the iguana just fucking kills itself, and now Kurt Connors is cured, so we'll never see the lizard again. And then we move over to Amazing Spider-Man's number, what is this issue? 90
197.
197. And where we left off, the fucking Kingpin had captured Spider-Man's, and we find out that this is his last day as a criminal. We thought he was dead. Remember, he fucking fell into the ocean and shit, but it turns out
Whales can swim.
that, yeah, you he found a tunnel that didn't have water in it, underwater, and survived in there.
Just like Marv.
Yeah, I don't understand quite how that happened or what the science is behind that. But anyway,
We've seen it in Sin City, remember? Marv fucking hit the car off into the lake, and then he swam and went into one of those tunnels.
yeah, I guess. Uh,
Fuck yeah.
um, he had amnesia for a little while, and but now he's back, told his wife, hey, I'm back, and she says, yeah, but you ain't gonna be a criminal no more. I'm giving you so much time and you got to quit all your criminal shit or that's it, we're done. He agrees to it, because he loves his wife. And the last thing on his list to do is kill fucking Spider-Mans. It's his last day as a criminal. And the issue's a big slugfest with the Spider-Mans and the Kingpin. And the Kingpin kicks his fucking ass. It's pretty good. I kind of like this issue, Tom. And the Kingpin's right about to kill him, but the clock strikes midnight and he's done. He can't do it because his wife is right there. What are you gonna pick? You gonna pick me, or are you gonna kill old Spider-Man's? I'll pick you, Vanessa. Me and Spider-Man's. He just got his ass kicked.
Yeah, luckily she'll be dead soon enough, and he'll go back to a life of crime, even more hate fueled.
Yeah.
Well,
This was one of the better issues that I've liked.
So what sucks about going back and reading this shit, you're just, I thought she was fucking dead. What's going on here? You just get all the fucking shit you've read and seen all mixed together, and then you go back and see this shit. It's like, I don't know where the fuck we're at. Silvermane was dead, I thought. Who fucking knows?
Like, I haven't reread those Daredevils in a long time, but I thought Vanessa was like in some kind of vegetative state or something, and I don't know.
Fuck it, maybe he had a son too that died. I don't know.
He did.
Fucking pricks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of Sin City, Joe. Oh, Christ. You like comic book movies?
I don't. But I thought, because I never prepared with the list, hey, this will be an easy one, What would be some comics that would make for a good movie? Thought it'd be easy, right? So I started looking at my comics, I was like, well, shit. They've actually made a lot of this stuff into movies already. Not good movies, but they've made a lot of stuff into movies. So I scrounged around, Tom, and finally I found 5. And at number 5, Tom, it's my only mainstream one, really. No, I got 2 on here. From Marvel Comics, Machine Man. Not a great character, so I don't think they could fuck it up too bad, I'd watch a Machine Man movie with stretchy arms and stuff.
My number 5 is a movie they were going to make, or they still are making. They made like a little test thing to say, hey, this is what it would be if we made it, but that was years ago. And that's The Goon, a CGI fucking animated movie. That would be pretty cool because you could do a bunch of wacky zombie shit with that.
At number 4, Tom, there's a comic called Alien Legion. And these guys were just like soldiers of fortune, but they were aliens, Yeah, you can do some easy shit like that. Doesn't need much of a story. Just got these cool looking aliens and a lot of action. And you're in business. Easy. It would require a budget, though.
My number 4 would be Hard Knocks. Or just fucking any movie with a cool Hulk thing fight. Why the fuck we haven't had that yet? I don't know. That seems like, yeah, that would be the best fucking fight you could probably do in your comic book movie, but yeah, we can all go fuck ourselves. All right then.
Well, Tom, luckily for you, you get to see King Kong and Godzilla team up this time. I saw that wonderful running towards the fucking poster, you know.
with his power glove on. Fuck yeah, he's about to play Nintendo.
At number 3, have Give Me Liberty. Back Frank Miller was still writing good shit. I thought this, I need to reread it. Maybe it's not as good as I remember, but I remember back in the day thinking this was badass.
Yeah, maybe not go back and reread that.
I shouldn't.
We can get a live action period piece set in the 90s, R rated old school comedy of Eltingville. That would be pretty fucking sweet, Joe. Unfortunately, that time has passed, and that had to be something that was actually made and came out back then. So now you'd have a fucking Kevin Smith or somebody make it, and it would be fucking awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I saw, and I thought, no, you know, that would probably make a good TV show, but not a good fucking movie. You know, but this next one, I think would make a good movie, Tom. Maybe a series of movies, and that is Beasts of Burden. It's about some dogs that, you know, deal with horror stuff like ghosts and things, you know. And I'd watch the shit out of this because dogs.
An anthology, I don't know if like a whole storyline could fill a movie,
Yeah.
but you picked like 3 or 4 of them out. That'd be good shit. What are we, number 2? Is that what we're at?
Yes, I just did too.
Gotcha. Number 2, I have a Lobo movie. It doesn't have to be a hard R. Like, you might even be able to get away with it being PG-13 because of how the language was censored in the comics and like all the carnage coming from aliens that didn't have red blood. So you might be able to get away with it being PG-13, but to have all the wacky effects and shit, I think it would need to be rated R, even if the language was toned down and shit.
Yeah, but I don't think there's ever been a rated R movie with dolphins in it.
What about Day of the Dolphin with George C. Scott?
The shop somewhere.
It's on the old watch list.
It's weird. It's an odd movie. Odd subject.
That's what I hear.
At number 1, Tom, The Creature Commandos. You got a Dracula, you got a Frankenstein, a werewolf, some kind of, I don't know, witch lady or some shit, and guy robot fighting fucking Nazis. That shit's gold. How is that not a movie already? You know? That's, you know, I'd watch the fuck out of that too. I'd probably go like, you know, to the next theater house and watch it right after I finish watching Beasts of Burden.
Well, Joe, that was a good one. And my number 1 would be an animated movie. Because it just wouldn't fly in live action. And that would be Scud, the disposable assassin, Joe. They were gonna make it, and then they didn't, and then nobody gave a fuck, so it'll probably never happen. But a
So
Scud animated. What's up?
they never did a show with him? Huh. Okay.
Yeah, they fucked up. Something animated Scud would have been awesome. The closest thing was at a Sega Saturn game. I think they released it on the PC too. And
Yeah.
that was it. Missed opportunity. Faux show.
Well, at least he's making money and getting laughs with Rick and Morty.
At least there's that. And at least next week, we're gonna list our top 5 favorite issues of Scud. The disposable assassin.
Oh,
Oh, let's do Rudy Ray Moore songs.
okay.
But it's not gonna be next week. It's I'm pretty sure it's the 12th when we're yeah. So the 12th we'll be back. That's a Tuesday, so it probably won't be out till that Wednesday, the 13th. But then that following Sunday, we'll be back to the regular schedule. Uh, I have the Tales from the Crypt shit recorded for this week. I'm going to try and record 3 more, so it'll be for the time that we're gone, so there'll at least still be something popping up on the channel so people don't think we fucked off. But yeah, unless disaster strikes, knock on wood, we'll be back in a couple weeks, and I may or may not have a pre-record for an episode next week. It just all depends on how much shit I gotta get done. So I appreciate everybody listening. If you stuck around this long, hey, if you stuck around this long, just post something in the comments just so I know that you actually listened to the whole thing. That'll just help me figure something out. So if you would be so kind as to do that, I would appreciate it. Joe doesn't really care, but I do. If you're going to be in the Pittsburgh area the week this is released, head on over to Pittsburgh for Horror Realm Con. And before you head up there, make sure to stop by Joe's favorite spot, Sheets. Get him some of those fresh made Pennsylvania fajitas made right in store. He loves that shit. And grab a hoagie or something too and bring that shit to him. Maybe stuff some fucking fries on there because there's nothing more Joe loves than Sheets. And a week after that, I'll be in old St. Louis for Trans World. So come and check that out and check out dwnproductions.net. Masks, busts, props, custom work. If you want something custom made, pretty busy right now, but we'll see how it goes. And you can hit up Fast Custom Shirts if you want some custom shirts. Hundreds and hundreds of t-shirt designs, all reasonably priced. Joe, what do you have to say?
Oh, that's it. I will be adding some new designs to the site this week before I get on the road. So check it out. There's a news section, but just browse the site if you want. I mean, I'd appreciate it.
Everybody, have a great couple of weeks. I hope, Joe, I hope it goes well for you and you guys have a great, safe, and fun trip. And I hope it goes even better for me and
Yeah.
we have an even safer trip. Yeah, everybody, again, thanks, Joe. Thank you. And until we meet again, boy, God. Fuck, what the hell happened? Boy, God.